On day 22, we visited Cadiz in Spain. It is a small city and located in the southwest of the Iberian Peninsula of the Atlantic Ocean. It has a population of around 115K. We booked a shore excursion to Cadiz and Jerez. So that was the first. It took us through the panoramic drive past important highlights like Cadiz Spanish Square, Santa Catalina, San Sebastian, castles, beach, and fantastic scenery, the Roman theater, royal prison, and then it took us to the new Cadiz to get a glimpse of lollipop-shaped telecom building, Victoria Beach, and hotel district of Cadiz. And after that, we went through the city of Jerez, and which is a Moorish. It has got a strong Moorish influence and widely known as the sherry capital of the world. So it was on the way to the cellars. The scenery was so beautiful, and it had really fantastic microclimate, which enabled the grapes to grow ripe and sweet. And then we learnt about the process of making the sherry wine from grape cultivation to bottling. So it was really awesome.
Cadiz. Just entering Cadiz.
Oh yeah. Holy cow.
Very careful on that. Cadiz. Entering Cadiz. Lido Market 9. Cadiz. Maybe MSC there. There's the pilot. We got like 4 ships already. The 5th one, 2 MSC and then 2 other.
Oh, I know it.
And the DE, that's the other ship. And then we have MSC Virtuoso and MSC Orchestra.
What, the big one?
Okay, yes. Dock right here. One ship and one ship behind us. The one Ida, Deutschland, and here is the MSC Virtuoso. And then another one MSC Orchestra. We got like 5 ships here today.
This reminds me of the tour we had in Aruba. This is the hotel. This is
And all this quarter is quite new, as I said. All this land used to belong to the shipbuilding yards, but they are no longer in use, so they build here some residence and a little mall over there, the Corte Inglés. Cadiz is almost an island, and we don't have more place to build. And we are going to cross this bridge. It's called the Bridge of the Constitution of 1812, or the Bridge of La Pepa. Yes, La Pepa Bridge. The Constitution of 1812 was very important for the history of Spain because it was the first constitution signed here in Spain and one of the most liberal one by the time. So this bridge is quite new. It's only have 11 years old, and it was built in 2012 for the commemoration of the centenary of the Constitution. And we call this bridge and the Constitution La Pepa because it's what signed in the day of St. Joseph. And I don't know if you know, but the short for Joseph here in Spain is Pepe or Pepa. Pepa, Pepe or Pepa. Pepe the man's, Pepa the woman's, Joseph or Josephine. So from here we can see the beautiful waters of the Gulf of Cadiz. It's the Atlantic Ocean, okay? Sorry? Sorry, my boss calling.
The Spain Royal. The Royal from Spain.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. So this beautiful building, this old castle you can see here, is the Alcázar of Jerez de la Frontera. They date back to the 11th, 12th century, and it was built for by the Almohades rulers of the land. Okay. From 700.
Of orange.
No, no tiene que ser, no tiene que ser muy fácil. ¿Sabes? Sí, hijo de puta, eso no tiene que ser.
catalán existe. No, mi familia de Cádiz.
Pero en la sangre te ha quedado de
Aquí, de aquí, de Báltico, mira, viene por allí de...
Some gardens resemble some animal theater. And also it's like a protection. Those monsters protect the church, the temple. Señor, El Salvador. Oh, Lord, Savior.
அப்படியே திரும்ப. With the clock.
They had no actual flour on it.
Cathedral. Cathedral, oh. One way traffic. ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்ததா? We had a Wi-Fi everywhere, like that too. Like it's not Canada or you have Wi-Fi everywhere in the city. In the port, you have to go there and flamenco. Can you imagine there's no Wi-Fi in the bus? In our bus? Strange. Yeah. We paid for the Wi-Fi. They'll say like you get the package. Gonzales Bayas. This is the wine tasting. Vino tasting. You're working, right? You have a name tag, yeah. Which department?
Retail.
Huh?
Retail.
Retail. Ah, which one? Clothing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm in
On third deck three?
Third.
Deck three? Oh, okay.
main shop.
Main shop. Oh, okay. Beautiful, like the barrels. Label. Doing the wine tour. The wine tour. We have all the Gonzales Bayas.
We produce sherry wines. We also produce brandies. The brandies are obtained by distilling the wine. We produce vinegar, sherry vinegar, and a whiskey, also Scotch whiskey, which is aged in sherry cask. So that's the connection with Jerez. By the way, I don't know if you know that these wines are known in Spain, South America, with the Spanish name Jerez. We say wines of Jerez. The entire world, they are known with the English name sherry. We talk of the same wines with a double name, okay?
So, walk through the wine wineries. Now we are in the most beautiful one. We talked about the structure. Very different from the others. This is the winery of La Concha. Concha means the shell, the seashell, because of the shape of the roof. Designed by Gustave Eiffel, the French engineer, who didn't come here. An English engineer built it, Joseph Cugan, in 1862. So this is the last one of the 19th century. It was built when the Spanish Queen Isabel II came over. So the founder built it. This on that occasion. So, very, very, well, really beautiful. This winery is used as a winery. It is also used, there's one side of these barrels that are not completely full, but they contain some wine. It's true that this winery has always been used also for events, for weddings mostly, and nowadays for sometimes horse shows. You may be wondering, the flags of these barrels, they are the flags of the Spanish regions on the upper row and of the 150
Canada.
countries where we export these ones, okay? Of course, we are going to talk about the different sherries during our
There we go.
talk.
That's Canada there.
All these sherries are fortified wines. It's a generous wine. What does it mean? To fortify means to add alcohol to the wines after the fermentation. And so all these sherries, all these wines have a higher percentage of alcohol. Minimum 15, maximum 21%. Okay? They are generous wines. I know that my English isn't perfect, I just hope we're able to understand. So if you don't, tell me, okay? Let's go to the next one, which is a typical one of our This is different. Let's go to the next one, please.
Tío Pepe.
Actually, the word sherry is the evolution of the word sherry. So for the Spanish, for the Arabs who conquered Spain and remained here and the whole almost 6 centuries, character sherish, that was the Arab name. And then for British people, so after the Christian conquer, when the very intense trade with England was began, sherish became sherry. That's why this evolution is, it comes from the Arab word sherish. Now we're going to go inside, of course, we're going to follow the smell, which is kind of and just up here, so that you can have a look at the map, so that you can have an idea of the vineyard extension. It's a DO1, designation of origin. It means that sherries, wines of Jerez, must be produced here. We want to call them sherries. Here, I mean the green area north of Jerez. That's the vineyard extension. It's a surface on the whole of about 8,000 hectares. Okay? The dark green shows the Gonzales Barrios vineyards. It's about 1,000 hectares. We're here because in this area we have a combination of natural conditions that work together and that we can find only here. And on top, first of all, of the kind of soil. We have a picture here. The soil is white and chalky. It is called albariza. The albariza soil works like a sponge. It absorbs the water of the rain, the humidity, and then many hours of light and sun each year. The sun compacts the surface. If we see it, it looks very dry. It looks very dry, but there's water in it. Because it absorbs and keeps the water cannot evaporate, it's trapped. Okay? And there's no irrigation in the vineyards, so the only water they receive is rain and humidity, kept by this soil and brought by the ocean. The second condition, the ocean, which is closed. Technically, it's not there. The ocean brings rain, normally not in the winter, and it brings the poniente wind. Actually, it's a breeze. It's a fresh breeze that we have today, which is so nice in summertime. Okay? Only white grain. 2 kinds of grain. Palomino Fino, Pedro Jimenez. Yes, both of them are white. And let me show you. you will know that the color scale is beautiful. The whites go from the very pale gold, dark gold, amber, mahogany, even if there's a one which is almost red from the British white. We'll see later on. Let's go inside now.
Yes.
That's a lot of parrots there. Wow.
I think so.
There we go, parrots. Parrots and parrots and parrots. Lots of parrots. Lots of parrots, oh boy.
So, now we are in the big quadrangle. We are going to cross. This is the quadrada. Quadrada means the square, because it is a fair square. This one was built in 1859. Look, they're moving, so let's all look at the first one. Can you see the liquid coming out? Biggest one you can see, quadrada, that means the square. So why those numbers? 11. These wines are so peculiar also because of the very peculiar. Lara, pasa un momento. May wait, please. Thank you. Sorry. It's a system. So, Solera and Criaderas are the names of the rows of barrels that we are seeing. We are always going to see the casks stored in rows, one on the other. So, Solera is the name of the row on the ground floor, from the Spanish word suelo, that means floor, ground. The Solera row is the row containing the oldest wine. Minimum 4 years, maximum 30 years, 30. That depends on the kind of ship. The other rows are called criaderas. First criadera, second criadera, third criadera. Okay? Wow. Criar in Spanish means to form, to educate. So they are the rows where the wine is maturing, the nursery casks. So what happens? We take a third, the maximum of the wine from the Solera row, a third of the wine to be sold. This third that is bottled is replaced by a third of the first criadera, and so on. Second one to the first one, third one to the second one. So here we talk of a blending system, a very dynamic system. Okay? Careful, we move the wine, not the barrels. The wine is taken and put inside, cask by cask. Okay? So that's why the numbers, all those numbers show the quantity of the wine contained inside. It's a quantity measured in number of jars. One jar is 12 liters and a half. So, for instance, all these barrels are full. 43, 44, it means that the casks are full. If we should see, I don't know, 25, 17, well, that's because 1/3 or 2/3 have been taken because of this blending system. Am I clear? I'm talking about wines. Remember, it's a system used for wines, brandies, and mixes. Dynamic system called Solera and Criaderas. Okay? Let's go to the next one.
All right.
The next one. There are some stairs. So, for our way in with no steps, I would say, let's go. Filippo? Entonces, if you prefer a way in with no steps, please, you can follow that group. There's another way in with no steps. This again?
Can you stand?
ನೀನು ಹೋಗ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಇದೆ mucho wine. More wine. Are we number
The
9,
thing about this
8?
winery, we must go back to 1862 when the Spanish Queen visited us. I told you that Gustave Eiffel designed the Great Winery in her honor.
Thank you. Yeah. How about
The Spanish Queen Elizabeth II
Tasting
visited us
cooking
in
data.
1862. We made a traditional press of grapes in her honor, and we got 33 barrels. But the wine was poured into this enormous and flat barrel.
Time.
It was written in German, and because of the relation between the 33 barrels and the age of Jesus Christ, when he died, we call it Jesus Christ barrel. So the Gonzalez family got the idea for building barrels to the
Oh,
left,
Ngirka.
on the
Giba.
left and on the right.
She's
And
there.
we have different names engraved on the barrel. Can you read that? Juan, Bartolome,
This is a very nice winery. This is the winery of the Apóstoles. So the Apóstoles means built in 1857. This one also is often used for events, for weddings. So what the name? In 1862, when the Queen Isabel II came over, the Queen asked to see a grape press. She wanted to see how the grape was pressed. So they founded it. In the center of this winery, he arranged a special grape pressing for the Queen Isabel II. On the occasion, so after that pressing, he obtained 23 barrels of wine contained in the big cask in the center. Now we're going to cross it, we're going to see it. So that's a cask built in 1862, still being used. It contains the same quantity as 33. So the founder called it El Cristo, Christ, because of the number 33, and it was learned. So Ledger of the Apostles, so the 20 is as 12 numbers. 6 plus 6, like in the South of Leonardo, okay? The names of the apostles in Spanish, of course. They are 12,
Thomas.
but one is missing.
Mateo.
Judas.
Simon.
So the last one here is Matthias, just in case. So you will see another Judas, the last one on the left. The bad one. Because I'm sorry, the good one, Judas Tadeo. The traitor isn't here because the founder said he's going to ruin the wine. So. El Apóstoles is one too. El Apóstoles is one of the 4 wines at 30 years we produce. They are mastering it. Let's cross it. Let's go and see the apostles. Now we are going to the oldest part.
Secret pueden just stand here. That's the one. Oh, you touched it? Oh, you want the wine? Oh, wow. You already tasted. Yeah. It's all there in the video. Old carriage.
Look, they finished this morning to cut it. We don't use this grape, so the harvest is in September, in August, sorry. So this grape is, it's like a wild grape, which look, these kinds, these vines, I can do that. This kind of grape is used as rootstock. So which actually it's a black grape. We don't use this grape. It's, we say American grape. It's like a wild grape, which is used here in all Europe as a rootstock. It's very strong. So normally roots are of this kind of grape. Once on the surface, in our case, Palomino Fino and Pedro Jimenez are grafted on this kind of grape. Okay? In this case, well, this is so nice. These vines are used to keep a cool temperature. They're useful for the shade, of course, for the shade. So to keep a cool temperature inside the vines. Now we're going to continue that way. We are in streets, in beautiful streets. That were Cuban streets. They were part part of Jerez, of the city of Jerez. They were outside, they're now inside the wineries. Now we're going to see the oldest part, so the first building that was built. The company grew in this way, and so now it covers the area that was of Jerez. Okay? Calle Unión, Calle Ciegos, the first street on your right, and there's another street at the end, the Calle Cathedral. Let's go inside, we'll come back here. Let's go inside now. It's like a wine with, I don't remember the botanical name. He is the liquor, this is the wine, this is another name. I don't remember another name. Like a wine. This is not for us. This wine also can be used for events. So I don't know actually what is going on, but there will be an event. Let's go to the next. Because now we're going to play the wines more in details and now we're going to the second room.
Pomelo. Oh, look at that. It's a pomelo. Grapefruit. You see the grapefruit here, like. Are you mixing? He's mixing alcohol. Vodka.
Estamos cargándole el...
Vale, muy bien. Pues now I'm going to explain what they're doing, but I have to do that over there, otherwise you won't understand me. Let's explain later what they are doing. Is everybody inside?
Almost, no.
Inside? Yes,
No,
please.
not even.
Well, let me tell you a story, which is true, of course. So unusual that many people don't believe it. It's true. Because it's, I'm talking of a story which is famous in Spain, and I'm talking of a tradition began by a man who worked here, José Galvez. Somebody drew him this first task. So José Galvez worked here, and he used to come here to have lunch. And he normally left, I'm talking of the reason why we live next to the second column, a glass with the wine. That's a sweet sherry, that's a cream sherry. Well, this man worked here, he normally came here to have lunch, and he normally left some bread, some food for the mice he could see or he knew they were. And he did that to avoid that the mice could bite the wood, so himself and the mice. Well, one day he thought he could leave a glass of wine too, a sweet sherry, a cream, which is sweet. So the mice like the idea that they get the wine. He did that, so just in case we still keep that glass over there, our little mice. It's true what I'm saying, you have the pictures here of the mice drinking wine. Well, here you have the pictures. If you enter in YouTube and you look for Tio Pepe mice, you will see the videos of the mice drinking wine. And they drink nothing too sweet. They drink a cream sherry. So now we're going to move that way. Now, I want to go that way because now we are going to see a cask with the glass, so we can see what happens inside. Now I'm going to explain the wine-making process of Tio Pepe. Tio Pepe is, so we're going to switch. Look, let's go that way. My group on the right. On the right, please.
The mouse drinking the wine, eh? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so this is a cask with the glass. As you can see, the one inside is a Tio Pepe. So Tio Pepe is our most popular wine. Tio Pepe is the one that you're going to taste in the tasting room. Tio Pepe is our brand for the Fino sherry. which is a kind of sherry, which is actually the most emblematic one of this year. There's no other wine of the Fino. By the way, Tío Pepe means Uncle Joe, because he was the real uncle of the founder. And this uncle helped the nephew when he began. So the nephew, to thank him, gave the name to the wine. So that's why the wine is called Tío Pepe, after the Uncle Joe. So the process to produce a Fino begins with the wine we get after the fermentation, which is complete. And so we have the wine, white wine, a young wine, 12% of alcohol, Palomino Fino grape. This wine is fortified. It is classified and fortified, and so alcohol is added, one spirit, to increase the percentage from 12 to 15. 150. Because only with this percentage of alcohol, with right conditions of temperature, as we can see here, a natural yeast of the grape, still living in the wine, develops a film, a layer, that we call flor, that means flour, that covers completely the wine and avoids the oxidation. The yeast is living. It means that it needs to breathe. That's why we always leave some air inside the barrels. The barrels are never completely full. It's a microorganism, so we can imagine it as very tiny wet spots in the wine. They go to the surface because they look for the air, they find it, and they develop this film, okay, that covers and protects the wine from the air left inside. So this is a biological aging under a layer of yeast. Those people over there, the men in green, are adding some yeast to help the flour to get strong. Okay, so that's what they are doing. So that's why now we're going to taste it. You're going to see it. The wine keeps a very pale golden color, and it keeps the smell of the yeast, which is sharp. So the smell we can notice right here. Almond, green apple smell, very dry sherry, the driest one, because the yeast is fed by the remaining sugar of the grapes. It's a very dry sherry. There's another kind of sherry which is totally different, and I'm talking of the Oloroso. I don't know if you know it, Oloroso, perfumed. Very different, same grape, same starting point. White wine, 12% of alcohol, Palomino Fino grape, the one is fortified. In this case, until 18%, and not 15. 18%, what happens? Too much alcohol for the yeast. So the alcohol becomes toxic for the yeast. That can't live. In this case, the wine doesn't develop this film. And so the wine, the same young wine, enters in touch with the air. It means that it follows a completely different evolution by oxidation. The wine will be totally different. The Oloroso has a very shiny amber color. It gets dark because of the oxidation. Oloroso, it means perfumed. The smell is sweet. It smells like nuts. Vanilla, fine wood, but the one is dry. You would expect a dry sherry, powerful, 18% of alcohol, 8 years of aging. In this case, it's the wood and not the flour, the yeast that gives the color to the wine. Okay, so same grape, two very different sherries, Fino, Oloroso. With the other kind of grape, the Pedro Jimenez grape, in this case, what happens? After the harvest, the grape is dried out, so laid under the sunrise a couple of weeks. The grape gets darker, it loses liquid, the sugar is more concentrated, the one will be very dark, it's almost black, it's ebony, impenetrable, and very sweet. It's raisins, pure raisins, it's a dessert. So now we're going to the tasting room. You're going to taste Tío Pepe, our Fino, which will be the one on your left. I would suggest start with the dry one. It's better to start with the dry one. On your right, you will have a sweet Oloroso, a cream sherry, a blend between the Oloroso and the Pies. So you will see a dark color, you will smell the raisins of the Pies. And you are also going to be served Croft Twist. So it's a spritz made with Croft. Croft is the sweet version of the Fino. This is very dry. There's a sweet Fino. Normally it's a wine thought for the British market. Okay, so the third one you're going to be served is not actually a wine. It's a sweet because it's very. You will go to see light, sparkling. We serve it nice. It's very nice. I would like. Let's go to the tasting room. So please let's go outside. Santos Beach, you give some water.
Area of marshes has artificial ponds for evaporating the salt from the seawater. Right now, most of these ponds are given over to the cultivation of clams, prawns, sea bass and other products. But salt mining continuing, so as I said before, when they just arrive exhausted and hungry, all their feathers are white. But when they stayed here for a bit and most of these ponds are given over to the cultivation of clams, prawns, sea bass, a lot of flamingos. Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah, talk about that. All of them.
Flamingos.
It's full of them.
Yeah. That's for us.
So as I said before, and their feathers are white. So, as I said before, Cadiz It's the capital and the principal seaport of Cadiz province in the autonomous community of Andalusia. The city is situated in a long narrow peninsula extending into the Gulf of Cadiz. It's known for being one of the oldest city in the Western world, 3,000 years old. So it was founded by Phoenicians, merchants that came from Tyre, and so the city has a high status during Roman domain. But 11 to 1262, America come here to Cadiz. Lift the nets by hand. That's a very hard job. With the tuna fishes and cook them. It seems very brutal, but it's an ancient technique of fishing, so they allow a lot of them to cross and reproduce themselves. So right now we are in the main avenue of Cadiz. Of this part of the city was built between the 50s and the 70s of the last century, when a lot of people come from the countryside to the capital to work in the shipbuilding yards. And it's not so appealing because it consists in all the remains of the tuna fishes, all the guts and so, were kept in some barrels, ceramic barrels, and they're left in plain sun to get fermented, and then they separate the liquid from the city walls. It's called in Spanish puertas de tierra or land gates, and that they back at the time was the only way to get in and get out of the city. Those two lateral arches didn't exist, and the only way to get into the city was the central arch. You can see the cannons.
Yes.
They are really cannons for the 18th century. Not working right now, luckily. Born here in Cadiz, and his family ordered to build the Roman theater. This beautiful building we can see on the left was the old jail, the prison. It's very beautiful, but it was a prison.
Beautiful prison.
Yes.
Love it.
A beautiful prison is a prison. Okay, and
This is the word.
this beautiful building painted in white and yellow ochre. Okay, it's a school.
Prison school?
Yeah. And to the right of this quarter is the quarter of Santa Maria. It's very typical, and it's famous because it was the birthplace of some famous dancers and singers of flamenco, like La Perla de Cádiz. And it's in that condition. Right here, this tower we can see here are the tower of the old cathedral, okay, and right close to it is the new cathedral, Santa Cruz sobre el Mar. There are a lot of films that pretend they are. From here we can see the island of the castle of San Sebastian. This fortress is located at one of the sites of La Caleta beach. In Phoenician times, there was a temple consecrated to Moloch, and back at the 16th century, a little chapel was built there by a Venetian ship crew that stayed there, suffering from plague. Because they asked for permission to the city to stop here to find some cure to the plague, and they say, of course, but in the island, not in the city, because you have the plague. So, and this beautiful beach is La Caleta. It's the only beach in the old part of the city. This beautiful white building, it was a balneary and a spa, and was built in 1926 as a health resort. Nowadays is the underwater archaeological center. And from here we can see a beautiful side of the beach. Over there, the only way to, if you came by ship, these two fortresses, you know, to have a crossfire to the enemy, the pirate ships. All this part of the city, these beautiful houses you can see, painted in different colors, is the quarter of Campo del Sur. They made here a lot of films that pretend they are in Cuba, because yes, this part of the city is very similar to the Malecón. Well, it's the other way around. The Malecón in Cuba is very similar to Cadiz. Yes. And it was famous because they kept the last paints that Murillo, a famous Sevillian painter, did before he dies. All this quarter, we can see in the right, is the quarter people take the streets dressed with different costume, and some group of people call it chirigota, sing satirical songs, and everything is allowed in Carnival. Okay, he was the leading figure of the independence of American colonies. And now we had to come back. The same path. This building we can see to the right is, it used to be as high school. It's called Bar Cárcel, but right now it's empty. They wanted to make an hotel here, but I don't know if they don't have enough money or what. But right now is abandoned.
Can I buy it?
It's closed.
Too bad. Parking lot. They use it as a dumping.
That are close to the sea in the world. The old cathedral is just in front of it, and they built the new one because it comes a lot of gold from America, and this cathedral was burned in 1593, I believe, in a raid from the English and Dutch army. They burned the place to the ashes. And now we can see the Roman theater. It was one of the biggest in Spain. It has a capacity for 20,000 people, but right now it's in a very bad conservation because it's Hercules with 2 lions and 2 pillars representing the Hercules pillars, you know, in the Gibraltar Strait, and all the merchants built their homes and put a rockstone. It's like a little botanic garden because we have a lot of plants and trees that came from all over the world, mainly from America. So all the little that
Hope you enjoyed the city of Cadiz and the sherry capital Jerez, and all the beautiful sceneries in and around the city. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.